Hi everyone, I'm continuing on from a project I started last week of knitting a pair of socks, and I'm using several different colors and I'm making up the pattern as I go along, and then I'll write it out later and post it up for you to purchase if you'd like. I do Finnish style knitting and continental, and it's a bit different than what most of you use. I like to use the British method of throwing the yarn or something. And with two colors, I like to use a knitting ring. It's much easier because it holds the threads apart, and I'll show you how that works. I had lost my previous knitting ring, so it's somewhere in this mess of stash I have. But I wrote to Sanni Lehtinen, there's a little Etsy shop. She's a jeweler in Finland, and she just makes the most beautiful little knitting rings, and they work really nice because they could take up to 4 colors, and it's just such a classic design, and I've used this for years, and I bought my daughter one and she loves it as well. I'll leave a link to her Etsy shop, so if you actually want to splurge or want to ask somebody else to get you a gourmet knitting ring, you know, I'm sure she would be happy to make one for you. Well, I'm not getting paid for this product placement stuff. I just think her knitting rings are very cool. So what I do is I put the threads on, loop them into the ring through these little hooks. The ring is adjustable, so you can get it to fit your finger, and it holds them apart, and then they don't tangle as you're knitting. So I'm just alternating one color and the other. I'm at the part of the sock where I'm knitting the heel gusset thing. So here I knit one stitch, and then the next one is knit 2 together. So I'm picking these 2 up and picking the orange thread. Oh, wow. Yes. Okay. And then the yellow. And the orange. And the yellow, the orange, yellow. Because it's a new ring, I don't have it sized properly. I had to squish it in a bit more. And I'm going to move this out of the way over here. Okay. Okay, so it's the red, the yellow, red, kind of a reddy orange, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, the red, the yellow. Now all my yarns are plant dyed, and I dye them in small batches, so every time I make I dye a new yarn, it's a slightly different shade of color. This one is I'm using a madder root and and light yellow, and I believe I think it's a pomegranate that I'm using as the dye. Madder root gives kind of reddy oranges, and the Brazil wood gives much darker, more rich reds. Oh, so I'm at the gusset again here, so I need to knit two together. So I'm going to use the red one. And then one more knit and change needle. When I knit socks, especially for winter, I like to use two different colors because what that does is the yarns crisscross over each other, so you're actually getting a double layer of insulation, not just one. So I think that's why it's better to use multi-colors, and if you use three colors, well, then you're getting three different layers of wool, they're all interconnecting. Keep your little toes warm. Okay, so I'm at the gusset part again, so I'm going to knit one and then knit two together. So Okay, I think I'm going to stop here so that you're not just spending an hour watching me do the same thing over and over. And I will do another short video soon on knitting with the two colors. Just a little shorts thing. That's probably a better view of how to do this. Yeah, so there's my sock, almost, well, halfway done. And then I have to make a second one to make it look the same. Oh, snagged my knitting ring. All right. Well, okay. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.